Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you the player ratings from Manchester United's 3-2 win against Atalanta in the Champions League group stage at Old Trafford. So we'll start with David De Gea. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. His performance was good. He made a double save in the game. He was blameless for both of Atalanta's goals. De Gea has done really well so far this season. Don't forget, De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. In the summer, De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place, and it's said that De Gea is determined to fight for his Man United future. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Man United, so he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. He has made mistakes in the last couple of years, but revert back to what I've said before, he's made up for them mistakes so far this season. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. He's won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. De Gea has under 2 years left on his contract, and he receives £375,000 a week. Now, Wan-Bissaka, he's going to get a 6 out of 10. I thought in the first half he was poor, lacked that attacking intent and made no contribution, but I thought in the second half he improved. And like I've said before, there's aspects of Wan-Bissaka's game that needs to improve, but despite that, he's still one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. Defensively, he's always been superb. This season is Wan-Bissaka's 3rd full season at Man United. We got him for 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. Victor Lindelof, he's going to get a 5 out of 10. Poor performance by him. As you all know, I've got my strong reservations about Victor Lindelof. Analysing the vast majority of the games at Man United, he's been inconsistent, but on the other side of things, he's had some good games as well. Lindelof's been at Manchester United for like 4.5 years now. We got him from Benfica back in 2017 for like 31 million. He's got a contract with Man United until 2024. I hope we sell Lindelof next year, but I haven't heard any rumours about him leaving. For some reason, Solskjaer prefers Lindelof ahead of Bailly. And I think Bailly's a much better centre-half than Lindelof. You know, my element of concern about Bailly is injury prone. Harry Maguire, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Harry Maguire scored a very good goal. But he failed to cover for Demiril's goal from that corner. So it weren't the best of performances by Maguire, but I think he was much better than he was in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester last weekend. Don't forget Maguire has just come back from a calf injury. And I heavily criticised Solskjaer for playing Maguire against Leicester last weekend. You know, Solskjaer rushed him back too soon. Maguire was abysmal against Leicester, you know, he made some howlers in that game. Maguire had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season. But Maguire hasn't been great so far this season. You know, he's had his good games at Man United, he's also had his bad games. We got Maguire for 80 million, so he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Pogba. Luke Shaw. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Luke Shaw was partly responsible for Atalanta's second goal. But Luke Shaw got the assist for Ronaldo's winner. To be fair, it was a good cross by Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's been out of form so far this season. Luke Shaw was far superior last season to how he has been so far this season. I'm sure as the season goes on he will regain his form. Don't forget though, not so long ago, he came back from minor injury and illness. Luke Shaw has had a good career at Manchester United despite his injuries. Luke Shaw's been at Manchester United for like 7.5 years now. So he has been a long-serving player and he's been our first choice left back for a while and he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last year. It did say at one point that we were in the process of extending Luke Shaw's contract. Shaw has got under 2 years left on his current contract. Fred, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Like I mentioned on the match reaction yesterday, Fred had some good chances. But he was sloppy on the ball and his passing was a bit sloppy. But it weren't a poor performance by Fred. I want Manchester United to offload Fred next year. Because like I've said, he's not good enough to represent the club. Fred's been subjected to transfer speculation before, but obviously Fred made it clear that he wants to stay at Man United. We got Fred in a deal worth 50 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. I've got to make an admission and say Fred was a world-class player in Ukraine when he was there. Fred didn't play against Leicester last weekend due to personal reasons. Scott McTominay, he's going to get a 6 out of 10. I think he did well in parts of the game. McTominay also had a very good chance when he hit the post. Should have scored. There's quite a few Man United fans that don't think McTominay is good enough to represent the club. McTominay, though, had some good games last season. He's been part of the club for a long time. You know, he's still young, got a lot of development in him. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United. Bruno Fernandes, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Bruno Fernandes got 2 assists in the game. So he enjoyed a pretty good game, did Bruno Fernandes. Like I've said before, in a lot of games at Manchester United, Fernandes has been very consistent. But on the other side of things, there's been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. Bruno Fernandes starts the vast majority of Manchester United's games. Fernandes has been a Manchester United player now for almost 2 years. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Last season, Fernandes won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Fernandes wants to stay at Manchester United. He made that clear earlier on this season. Now, earlier on this season, it said Fernandes was close to signing a new 5-year contract with Man United, worth £250,000 a week, with the signing of Ronaldo. At the moment, Fernandes is under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. But he's one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. Marcus Rashford, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Rashford obviously scored. Rashford also scored on his comeback in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester last weekend. Rashford yesterday had some good chances in the game, so he could have had more than one goal, and Rashford also got into some very good positions. Don't forget, Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and at one point he had to have an operation on his shoulder. Was it after the Leicester game? Rashford's camp were unhappy with Solskjaer because Solskjaer told Rashford to prioritise his football instead of his off-pitch activities. Like I've said, we need to keep Marcus Rashford on the left wing because that's where he's mostly effective. He's far superior on the left wing to the right wing and up top. Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. And Rashford's under contract with Man United until 2023. Mason Greenwood, he's going to get a 6 out of 10. I thought it was quiet for the vast majority of the game. Couldn't really create anything. Greenwood played well against Leicester last weekend, scored a stunning goal. Greenwood has scored 4 goals in the Premier League so far this season. Don't forget, at one point Greenwood went a while without scoring, but despite that, he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time, and last season Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract. Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Obviously, Ronaldo scored the winning goal. It was a very good header from Cristiano Ronaldo. So Ronaldo saved us. He also saved us against Villarreal, but we can't keep relying on Ronaldo like I've mentioned before. It's 6 goals now for Ronaldo in all competitions. Prior to the game, there was reports saying that Ronaldo wants Zidane. And obviously reflecting on that, Manchester United contacted Zidane. There's quite a few Man United fans that want him. Ronaldo played against Leicester last weekend. Don't forget Ronaldo tried to storm off the pitch, but Solskjaer stopped him. Prior to the Leicester game, Ronaldo informed Solskjaer that he wants to play in every single league game after he was left on the bench in the 1-1 draw with Everton before the international break. Don't forget Ronaldo got named Premier League Player of the Month for September. Earlier on this season it said Ronaldo wants to retire at Man United, then coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Villa game earlier on this season, Solskjaer said he believes that Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s. He's 36 at the moment, but Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract at the moment. Ronaldo's under contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United. Ronaldo wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. He is the greatest player of all time. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for Ronaldo. We brought substitutions on in the game. I think we brought 4 players on. We saw Paul Pogba come on. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. He did well when he came on. I don't know why Pogba didn't start. I thought he would have started the game yesterday. Edinson Cavani came on. I'll just give him a 6 out of 10. Matic came on. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. And Jadon Sancho came on. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. You know, Sancho's really struggling. You know, Sancho's endured a bad start to his Manchester United career. And obviously reflecting on that, there's now United fans that are getting on Sancho's back. But I've said before, it does take some players time to settle in. But I think Solskjaer's to blame for Sancho's poor performances because, you know, in quite a few games, Solskjaer's been playing Sancho out of position. You know, he's been playing him on the left wing. Yes, he can play on the left wing, but he's far superior on the right wing to the left wing. You can also play Sancho through the middle. Earlier on this season, don't forget, Borussia Dortmund warned Man United about the Jadon Sancho problem. Borussia Dortmund's CEO came out and said that Sancho's lack of game time at Man United is hurting my soul. You know, we got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. Sancho's under contract with Man United until June 2026. There's an option of a further year. So anyway, that's your player ratings for Manchester United's 3-2 win over Atalanta. It was a poor performance by Manchester United in the first half. but I thought the second half Manchester United were much better. As you all know, Atalanta's goals came from Pazalic. His goal was a tap-in from an early free kick, and Atalanta's second goal came from Demirel. He scored from the corner. From an Atalanta perspective, they'd have been disappointed because they was in cruise control in the first half, and there was 2-0 up. So obviously Manchester United overcame a 2-goal deficit. But Atalanta are not a bad team, like I mentioned on the preview. They finished third in Serie A for the last 3 seasons. They've got some good attacking players as well. Their current manager is Gasperini. I think now Man United are top of the group. Reflecting on that win against Atalanta, we've won 2 games out of 3 so far in the Champions League group stage. I'm now convinced that Manchester United will get to the knockout stages. Man United have got a massive game on Sunday against Liverpool in the Premier League. The preview will be coming up for that later on today. So yeah. But we needed that win against Atalanta, because prior to that game, Manchester United only won 2 of their last 7 games in all competitions. Manchester United, though, are winless in their last 3 league games. It's said after the 4-2 defeat to Leicester that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe and he will not be sacked despite Man United's poor form. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.